or took photographs and documented the genocide every day. I brought those photographs to light because I hope to share them with all of you and get us involved with this cause. Hopefully we can make a difference. I want us not to forget why we're here today. We're here because if you look around yourselves, the Sudanese people that are among us in these crowds, and all those throughout the world that are stepped on by their governments, that aren't allowed to have freedoms. I stood in this exact place more than 2 years ago. And we had a mall full of people, and I said I'd never come back. I said I didn't want to ever come back because I knew we were going to end this. Because I knew all of us would go back and tell 10 more people, 100 more people what was going on in Sudan and in Darfur, and that we would do everything in our power to stop it. And here we are again, 2 years later, standing on the same mall. It's very important that we are here in Washington with these tents on this mall, because the offices of our government behind us, across the street, those that drive on these roads around us, they're the ones that make decisions for our government. And we have to tell them what's important to us. So with the new administration in here, and us here now, transitional government right down the road, it is so important that we're here to say our voices and say that we are actually going to stop this genocide. That we're going to tell our government that we actually can do something to stop this. I want to tell you a little story. Those here were here 2 years ago may have heard it. It's everybody says, well, what can I do? I'm just a person. What does it mean to me? You know, why me? Why America? Why do we have to stand up? And we are investigating this bombing of this village. The Sudanese government had flown over this village and basically just dropped bombs out of the back of their aircraft, destroying huts, destroying fields. There's no military around. And we were there to find out if this actually did happen or not, and it did happen. We got off this helicopter and a whole group came over, 450 or so people came out. What is this helicopter doing? What's going on? And we all came out, we were introduced one by one. The members of the Sudanese government received a boo from the crowd. Members of the rebel groups that were cheered by the crowd. They went down the road, down the line, and then introduced me last as the Hawaja in the bunch, the foreigner, the white man that was there. Who is he? And they introduced me as Brian from America. And the entire village stood up and applauded me because they realized that the United States was there and that we help people outside our borders. We open up our doors to those that need help and that we were there to help them. So I told them that we would. I told them I'd come back here and I'd tell about their village. I told them that we would do everything possible to help them. And so I'm here to tell you that I've spoken on your behalf, whether you knew it or not, and that we have to do everything in our power to stop what's happening. If that means putting tents up here consistently, if that means walking down the streets and telling those that care, anything that we can do to support those, to welcome those into our homes. I hope and I pray that our new administration and those that take over will have the wisdom to do what's right. They will be backed by all of us to say that yes, we want change, and part of that change is that we want genocide to stop in Sudan.